In our previous video, we talked about the life of Sushi, a famous official during the Song Dynasty who's renowned for his exceptional talent and intelligence. However, he wasn't the only intelligent official at that time. There was another chancellor who was known as the most intelligent man in the whole empire, even more respected than Sushi. He was none other than Qin Hui or Qin Hui. His exceptional abilities had led him to be selected as a member of this elite group, a true testament to his brilliance. Moreover, he was given the responsibility of drafting the state's memorials, a task usually reserved for the most trusted and talented officials. However, there was a catch. They were only willing to negotiate the release of the elderly and infirm, leaving the younger and stronger captives to rot in the prison. Upon returning to the Song capital, Qin Hui was greeted with honors and celebrations. He was seen as a hero who had endured unimaginable hardships and emerged victorious. He left behind a legacy of courage, intelligence, and unwavering dedication to public service. His life story continues to inspire people in China and beyond, and his memory is revered as a symbol of excellence and perseverance. So this was the amazing life of Qin Hui, a brilliant mind who never let adversity dampen his spirit. People marveled at his physical and mental strength, as well as his unwavering commitment to learning. Thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments what you think of this brilliant statesman. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. We've got lots of interesting videos coming up. See you next time! In recognition of his extraordinary bravery, Emperor Qinzong appointed him as the prime minister and granted him the title of Marquis of the First Rank, one of the highest titles of nobility in the Song Dynasty. Though disappointed, Qin Hui understood the gravity of the situation and accepted his fate with stoicism. His colleagues, initially skeptical of his ability to handle such a demanding role, were astounded by his energy and efficiency. In fact, some began to refer to him as Old Boy Wizard in recognition of his remarkable abilities. Over the next few years, Qin Hui's contributions to the empire were immense. He implemented a series of economic and social reforms that helped stabilize the country after the devastating invasion. He also played a key role in defending the empire's borders, working tirelessly to strengthen the military and improve the lives of the soldiers. However, despite his many accomplishments, Qin Hui remained humble and unassuming. He never forgot the hardships he had endured during his captivity and the lessons he had learned from the experience. He used his position to advocate for the rights of the poor and the oppressed, and he worked tirelessly to promote education and the arts. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, something unexpected happened. Emperor Jizong's brother, Emperor Qinzong, who had succeeded him, offered to exchange 100 million silver coins for the release of the remaining prisoners. The Jin soldiers agreed to this deal, and soon Qin Hui and the other Song officials were on their way back south. However, their journey was far from over. Upon arrival in the Song territory, they faced another long trek, this time covering a distance of 1,800 miles. Once again, Qin Hui demonstrated his endurance and strength by walking the entire way without complaint. These memorials served as a record of important events and decisions made during the reign of Emperor Jizong. However, this period of prosperity and achievement came to an abrupt end with the invasion of the Jurchen people. On December 1125, the Jin soldiers approached the capital city of Kaifeng and surrounded it. Many officials panicked and fled, but Qin Hui remained calm and composed. Instead of abandoning the city, he stayed behind to oversee the distribution of weapons and armor to the city's defenders. Unfortunately, despite his efforts, the Song army suffered a crushing defeat, and the Jin soldiers stormed the city. In the ensuing chaos, Qin Hui found himself captured along with Emperor Jizong and other members of the imperial family. They were all taken to the north as prisoners. In today's video, let us explore the incredible life story of this brilliant chancellor and discover what made him the most intelligent man in the Song dynasty. Despite being middle-aged and frail, he was ordered to run alongside the horses. To ensure his swift movement, the soldiers tied a rope to each of his wrists and dragged him along. This inhumane treatment continued for 600 miles until they reached the destination. Throughout this ordeal, Qin Hui displayed remarkable resilience and determination. Even when his feet became blistered and sore from the constant friction against the ground, he refused to slow down. It was only when the soldiers noticed blood staining his socks that they finally relented and allowed him to walk the rest of the way. Once they arrived, the Jin soldiers imprisoned Qin Hui and the other Song officials in a wooden shack, subjecting them to harsh conditions and limited food rations. However, These challenges did not dampen Qin Hui's spirit. Instead, he used his confinement as an opportunity to study ancient texts. Despite the dilapidated condition of the books available to him, he immersed himself in their contents and emerged with an even deeper understanding of Confucian philosophy. Let's dive in. In January 1091, Qin Hui was born into a scholarly family in Yue, which is now the city of Jining in Shandong province. His father, Qin Shaoji, was a low-ranking official who had passed the imperial examination, while his mother was the daughter of a wealthy merchant. Later that year, he was appointed as an editor in the Imperial Academy and given the title of a junior official, all thanks to his exceptional performance in the exams. His reputation as a top scholar preceded him, and he quickly rose through the ranks, becoming a counselor in the Ministry of Revenue and eventually a minister of the Imperial Household Department. During this time, he caught the attention of Emperor Jizong, who summoned him to the capital city of Kafeng to personally test his knowledge. Impressed by his quick wit and intelligence, the emperor asked him to draft an edict to be issued to the newly conquered territories. When the messengers returned from the provinces carrying the responses to the edict, they found that every word of it had been translated accurately. Although Qin Hui had never traveled outside of the capital, his understanding of the various dialects across the empire was so profound that he could effortlessly craft an edict that resonated with people from all walks of life. The emperor was astonished by this display of linguistic prowess and immediately appointed Qin Hui as the minister of the Ministry of Rights, a testament to his extraordinary talent. From a young age, it was evident that Qin Hui possessed an extraordinary intellect. At the age of only 12, he was already well-versed in Confucian classics and ranked first in the provincial examinations. By the time he was 20, he had obtained his doctorate and was appointed as a lecturer at the Imperial College, a prestigious position typically reserved for scholars over 40. This remarkable feat of academic excellence earned him the title of Boy Wizard. Despite his impressive credentials, Qin Hui's career took a downturn when his father was implicated in a political scandal and banished. As a result, Hui and his family were stripped of their noble status and reduced to commoners. Undeterred by this setback, Qin Hui returned to his hometown to continue his studies. But his time away from the court had not diminished his ambition to serve the empire, and after 5 years of self-study, he once again prepared for the imperial examinations. In 1110, at the age of 20, he achieved the highest rank in the national exams, the first of many such accomplishments that would make him a legend in the world of civil service exams. By 1125, when Qin Hui was just 34 years old, he had risen to become one of the 3 chief ministers, a position held by only 3 men at any given time. During their captivity, the prisoners were forced to walk on foot, while the Jin soldiers rode on horses, except for Qin Hui. After 2 months of captivity, the Jin soldiers offered Qin Hui and the other Song officials a chance for release. Throughout this grueling journey, he continued to study ancient texts, emerging from the experience with a deeper appreciation for the power of knowledge and resilience of the human spirit. Despite his advanced age and the arduous journey he had just endured, Qin Hui did not hesitate to accept the appointment. In 1155, at the age of 64, Qin Hui passed away after serving the Song Dynasty for nearly 4 decades. Alright guys, that's it for today's video.